everybody, this is Craig from Stumpy Grump Scale Speed Shop, and this video is going to be a little bit of a mail call. Got my package from Spray Gunner, my paints, my clears, and my Res primers. And a little bit of a weekend update. So let's get the camera turned around and check out the goodies I got. Okay, so I opened up all the packaging so you don't have to sit through that. We'll start with the Createx paints that I got. This one is Pearl Green. I also got Pearl Pineapple. Pretty cool looking color. And Pearl Red. To mix with that, I figured I'd try this transparent base that they suggest that helps the transparency of these pearl colors and obviously the transparent colors. This will help it change colors over your different base coats and stuff. It'll have a bigger effect on the base coat. And I got some matte clear that I've been needing to upgrade on, and some satin clear. I finally got a chance to get their 4053 high gloss clear. I'm really excited about trying this now. I'm gonna work with it a little bit and try to get familiar with it before I do another video on this, how to get a good shine out of that, hopefully. I got a matte aluminum from Ammo by MIG, metal acrylic color. I've been looking for a good aluminum paint for things like exhaust and, say, aluminum heads and aluminum intakes and stuff like that. So hopefully this will do the trick. Next off, I had to restock my primers, so I actually got a 6-pack this time from them, 4 ounces per bottle. I got the white and the gray and the black, which I usually get. This time, however, I decided to go ahead and get a few more, and I got neutral primer, olive green primer, and red brown primer, just to see what they'll do. Not just that, but there's applications for this that I'll be using them for and that I'll be needing them for. It just gives you a little bit different base coat for spraying your top coat, your color coats. And finally, for my USAC 2023 group build, the Monogram 1955 Ford pickup truck, I got some Cobra motor paints from Ammo by MIG. I got the Gulf Blue and the Gulf Orange from my Gulf color scheme. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how these work and getting that color scheme laid down. So pretty happy about that. Okay, so while I got the Res primers going on here, I went and opened them up and I took the seals off of them all. And now, this may not be so for everybody, but what I've learned that works best for me with the Res primer is when I get the bottles in, like I just did, I just got them in. What I do is I open them up and shake them up first, then I open them up, take off the seal like I just did. And they work really good as is. straight out of the bottle, straight into the airbrush. But after a while, you start getting a buildup, and it starts drying up a little bit. So what I found was I take this glycerin. This is the Walmart Equate brand, doesn't matter. And I use it for my thinner too, my craft paint thinner. And what I do is I just add 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 drops of glycerin into each bottle. Shake it up really good. Now what I found this does, at least for me, most, some of you may not have an issue with it or whatnot, but after a little while, I don't use it that quickly. I get the 4-ounce bottle. It lasts me about a year. So after a little while, it starts to dry a little bit around the edges, no matter how I try to clean it and keep it clean and all that kind of stuff. It's water-based. It's going to dry up. Okay, not like the lacquers and enamels. So what the glycerin does is twofold. Number one, it helps keep it from drying a bit. And number two, when you're spraying it through your airbrush, sometimes you'll get a little bit of a drying on your tip, your airbrush tip. This will prevent that. So that's what I do. I just take all my bottles. These are 4-ounce bottles. I'll put 5 drops in them. If you buy the 2-ounce bottle, 2 or 3 drops will probably do. But that's just what I learned, what works best for me. You choose to do it or not do it, but that's just a little tip maybe to bear in mind if you have that airbrush tip drying issue. And we'll go into a little bit of an update on this one, the MPC 1979 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. You recall that I had the paint issue with this and was looking to get the paint stripped and get things going on this after I got that done. So what I did was I put the hood, the shaker scoop, and the mirrors into some LA's Totally Awesome. Actually, I did the body too, but we'll come around to that. The hood and the shaker scoop and the mirrors, I'm not going to drag the mirrors out, but the LA's Totally Awesome kind of lifted it a little bit, enough to where with running under hot water, I could scrape most of the paint and primer and stuff off. So that worked on the shaker scoop. I gave the hood a little bit more time and it finally gave, and I was able to scrape the paint off. So I got that looking pretty good. But when it came to the body, after about 10 or 11 days, it just really wasn't doing much. A little bit here and there, and I wasn't going to take and scrape the whole body off underneath the hot water. My hands just couldn't take it. So I just washed it off, set it aside until I could get some 91% isopropyl alcohol. Well, I finally got some the other day, and I put it in a little tub of it, and I let it set for, well, it was 8 hours, and the paint just peeled right off, just in the big chunks. It just slid right off the body. I mean, it probably would have done it in about 4 or 6 hours, but I gave it 8. I'm kind of glad I didn't give it overnight, because that would have been overkill. You can see it's still got some primer and stuff on the inside. I'm not really worried about that, because I will be repriming it with black primer. So that's pretty much going to cover everything up, so it's not going to be a big deal. So that's where that sits. I'm hoping to get that restarted on Monday, the 9th. And I'm also going to get the primer going on this one here. I figured I'll get this one started finally for the USAC group build. But that's where things sit right now. Just waiting to get primer on things on Monday there. So that's it for the weekend and the week's action for me. So this is Craig at Stumpy Grump Scale Speed Shop saying thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.